I know for a fact that you are in high school right now and somewhat during the age of 14, 15, or 16 years old, something between that, okay? And during this age, let me tell you, during this age, it's so easy to fall into false perceptions and thinking that wrong things are cool, and you have like a very weird time back then because I don't know, it's just a weird age to be alive. And once you get to the 20s and stuff, it gets much more chill. But I want to give you some tips that I would have given myself back when I was 14 and the things that I had to avoid for like seriously. So please listen because it's really important. Okay. So let me start with something just right off the bat. Okay. The thing is, when I was 14 years old, I always believed that I had this time in school, right? You have school time, and that was kind of boring, right? You listen to the teacher, he tells you some things you don't want to know, and sometimes you talk with your friends, blah, blah, blah. And then you have your spare time, which is cool because then you can do whatever you want, right? You can hang out with friends, you can game, you can do things that you enjoy. And I always thought that my spare time was the coolest time of these two. But now that I look back, I realized that it was actually the school time. So every time when I think back to when I was 14, 15 years old, every single bad memory that I have from back then was in my spare time. And every single good memory that I have was from my school time. Very interesting. Back then I would have never back then I would have never thought that, but it's actually the case. So please be aware of that. Realize that the school time is actually the coolest time, and that will stick in your head when you are a little bit older, okay? So this is the first thing that I just want to get out real quick here, okay? The second thing is that please, 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 please choose your friends and role models very, very wisely, okay? People in that age, in that age group, you are very influential. You might not realize it, but influencers on the internet and people who earn their living on social media sometimes even like target people who are very young because they know it's like those young kids, they believe everything, right? They actually think like that, and that's why you have to be really careful what they tell you. You have to be really careful who those people are, because I've made some really, really bad experiences with people that I trusted for years, okay? I had a mentor that I trusted for years, and I thought everything good about that person. I listened to him for years and years, and he mentored me, he coached me, whatever. But then one day he made a there was a really big scandal about him, and I never thought that that would happen to that person. And I was like actually shocked that I listened to that person all those years. And not to mention rappers, musicians, and people on social media. Basically, don't take them as role models, okay? They are all crap. Just telling you, they are all crap. And if you think that they have happy lives, think twice, because they don't have happy lives. Just think about Justin Bieber and what happened with PDD right now. But so that's the second thing. And the third thing is like, please use your time wisely. Back in high school, you have a lot of free time. A lot of free time. And you can really use this time because when you are in your 20s, okay, you will have some interest that you're like, I would like to get into this, but you have so many new things that you want to do, like that you have to do. It's like, oh, I have these responsibilities, but I also want to do this. I wish I had done these things before I became 20, okay? Actually, the advice that I'm giving to you right now, who is 14, 15 years old, I receive as well from people who are older than me. So people who are like 30 years old or 40 years old, they tell me now, like, you have not many responsibilities. Use your time wisely, because as you get older, okay, as you become 30, 40 years old, you will have a family, you will have children, inshallah. And all these things come, but they come with responsibilities. And when you are young, you don't have many responsibilities. That means you have more time, okay? The fourth tip, and this is so, so important, and I know that you're gonna be like, yeah, come on. It's like, listen to your parents, okay? Listen to your parents. I truly, truly wish that I had listened to my parents back then when I was older, when I was younger, okay? I thought that it's, when you're 14, 15 years old, it can become cool to disobey your parents or be a rebel or be, like not listen to anyone. But actually, you have to realize that your parents also lived a life, and they also were teenagers, and they also made experiences. They also met new people, met weird people. Like everything that you're experiencing, they have experienced too, or almost everything, okay? So when they tell you something, or when they tell you to not go to that person or not meet with that friend, it's not because they don't want you to have fun. It's because they want to protect you. And maybe you're like, I don't want to be protected. And maybe, yeah, but it's like they only do this because they actually love you. And had I realized that, I could have gone out of many, many trouble, okay? I could have spared me of many troubles that I had. Yeah, also, the fifth thing that I want to go into is that your friends and role models may make it seem that the dumb things, okay, the stupid things, are the cool things. I don't want to mention a lot of things here, but just when you look at like musicians and rappers and things like that, you see that the coolest things are what they show, okay? It's not the case. What's really cool, let me tell you what's really cool. What's really cool is taking responsibility of yourself, taking responsibility of your body, exercising, okay? If you want to get somewhere in life, you got to use your time and exercise and work on your goals. And if you do this early on, you will have a huge advantage in your 20s. Okay, basically, I can kind of empathize because my 20s are the same like your 40s, kind of like your 14s. I mean, when you're 14, okay, and you use those 5 years until you become 20 years old to do really productive stuff and learn new stuff that's beneficial, maybe even learn new skills to make some money. That's all very, very beneficial because when you're 20, you want to see the world, you want to travel, you want to do things, you want to get out and you want to do all these things, but you have to have money, you have to take that responsibility. And it's the same thing when you're 20 years old. You will have to put the work in for you to have it easy when you're 30 years old, okay? So wherever you are in life, if you start early, you will have an advantage. And all the people right now, the friends that you may say that will be there forever, I hate to break it to you, but they will not be in your life forever, okay? And if you follow them blindly, you will have a huge disadvantage. You will see those people who do those stupid things, and maybe they're quite popular right now, okay? In a few years, when they become 20, you will not hear of them because they will be in a very, very bad place. I speak of experience, okay? Because I've seen both sides, okay? I was in high school and I was the quiet kid for a while, and I was the cool kid for a while, so I know both sides. And I can tell you, if you are a quiet kid and you're kind of shy and you are not that kind of popular, it's actually a blessing, believe me, okay? You don't have to be popular in high school, and it's actually much, much better if you're not popular in high school, because being popular in high school mostly lead you to the wrong things. So just to wrap this whole thing up, it's like, I wish I had done everything that people told me back then. It's actually like, the things that I told you are not new, and you're probably thinking, come on, what is this guy telling me, okay? But it's true. People tell you this all the time because they experienced it, and they don't want you to make the same mistakes, and they want you to have a better time, okay? So if you take these seriously, it's going to be for your own benefit, okay? I hope you have a great time, a memorable time, and yeah, have a great time. My name is Tarkan. Welcome back to my channel. Subscribe for more videos, and we'll see us in the next one. Goodbye.